Welcome to another edition of Fitness Friday Posi-TIPS with Rachelle, folks, where Fitness Friday is always the best day of the week. Gotta love it. Folks, before I delve on in and begin this series on confidence, wanted to highlight a IHRSA report that came out yesterday. So it's late breaking news, and I want to make sure to highlight this. But before I do, I found this little inspirational trinket. I'm always finding these little things, and we talked about overcoming adversity last week and recognizing the challenges, the unprecedented challenges that this pandemic has brought upon, of course, not only the fitness industry, but each and every aspect of our lives. And so, regardless of what we're dealing with or what we've dealt with, there's always silver linings, there's always lessons learned in the depths of adversity that enable us to become better people, that develop and refine our character like nothing else. As I say ad nauseum, over and over again, we grow more during seasons of adversity than we do when everything is going our way. When everything is going our way. And so, folks, yes, I got this from Dollar Tree. I bought this one from the Dollar Tree here in Dearborn, Michigan, my old stomping ground, Dearborn. I was in Dearborn again this week, Tuesday of this week. I volunteered as a poll worker for the primary election here. Some of our suburbs had primary elections along with the city of Detroit. No, I did not have one. So if you've watched me long enough, you know that last year I volunteered for the first time as a poll worker for our March 2020 election and loved it so much. Also volunteered for our August primary as well as the November 2020 election. So I'm going to talk more about that as we move on forward, because there's certainly some leadership lessons to be learned from that. But I absolutely love, just totally unexpected, serving as a poll worker. But that was a lesson, in the midst of adversity of 2020. Cities across the country were short on poll workers, and I stepped up, and I have not regretted it. Absolutely love every solitary moment, and absolutely love the opportunity to go back and serve in Dearborn, which is where I got my start when I first moved to Michigan. Love Dearborn, I love Novi, and so just had a wonderful experience here in Michigan. But folks, so when life gives us lemons, when lemons come our way, let's turn it into lemonade. Let's turn it into lemonade. So just wanted to kick off this episode with this inspiration. But I want to move on forward to highlight this club industry report. And the title of this is Club Members Plan to Return, Want Options Outside Gyms per Report. So this was published August 5th, and it is attributed to club industry staff. And so the title of it is The Next Fitness Consumer Report, put together by the IHRSA Foundation, ABC Fitness Solutions, and Club Intel, found that men are more likely to have returned to their clubs, while women are more likely continuing with digital and at-home workouts. But half of all active members who canceled due to COVID-19 plan to return to their gyms. Also points out 49% of active health club members who cancel their health club memberships due to COVID-19 plan to return to a gym, according to a report by the IHRSA Foundation's ABC Fitness Solutions and Club Intel. Moving on, the next fitness consumer report, and there's a hyperlink, folks, and I highly recommend. This is a free report. You can download it, but it's a lot of good information. Share demographics of active consumers and a snapshot of traditional gym consumers, exercise motivations, fitness goals, activity regimen mix, and in parentheses, including in-club, outdoor, and digital usage, into parentheses, and how much each generation spends on fitness. 10 key findings from the report are: number one, 66% of Americans say they are currently active, which may indicate that they define fitness as broader than physical exercise to also include mental health and acuity. Number two, consumers still want outdoor activities and digital online workouts. Number three, being able to exercise regularly may be a privilege of higher income people, which means the industry needs to look at how to remove the barriers of inequity. Number four, active consumers still see fitness clubs and studios as their go-to hub. Number five, among active members who canceled their membership, At big box gyms due to COVID-19, 49% plan to return in the next 6 to 12 months. Number 6, men are more likely to have returned to brick and mortar clubs. Women may be more likely to engage in digital and at-home fitness. Number 7, active Gen Z consumers want fun and a sense of accomplishment from regular exercise, along with the expertise and accountability of fitness coaching. Number 8, active millennial consumers want to get back to the in-club experiencing, ranking health benefits and confidence boosting as top motivators for exercising. You know, I love that one. Number 9, Generation X remained relatively stable in their exercise regimen during the pandemic, but they were more likely to trade down than their younger counterparts. Finally, number 10, active boomers and older members value fitness more now than ever, but they are the most price sensitive of all the age groups. Ooh, there's a lot there in those 10 key findings. I mean, from a strategy standpoint, I could just park right here. There's a lot here, particularly that last statement where the price sensitivity, and just depending on where your facility falls in terms of pricing, membership pricing, and pricing tiers. If you have inexpensive memberships, I mean, there's just so much there, but I gotta move on. And lastly, it says, for greater details about these 10 findings and more, you can download the report for free, and there's another hyperlink to download the report, which I highly recommend. I mean, those are just some of the highlights, folks, but good things are coming. Good things are coming. And that's why confidence is so important as we bridge on into this series on confidence, which is going to be several episodes. At this point, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, probably 8, but who knows? I mean, I could talk about confidence forever, but due to the nature of this, of Fitness Fridays, have to move on, obviously. At some point, want to get to a series on HR in the fall, human resources. Haven't talked about that in a long time, as well as some other topics, folks. But confidence is so important to each and every aspect of our lives. And confidence certainly is one of those areas where people typically know where they stand. Now, people wear masks, people may try to overcompensate, in terms of some individual may have low self-esteem, and then they overcompensate with this just, super arrogant attitude and all of this and that. But deep down, even that person knows what their insecurities are, where their inadequacies are. And so it is so important, folks, that we recognize that confidence truly is a decision. All right, we can do, no matter where we are in terms of our confidence, there's always room to learn and to grow. And throughout these episodes, I'm going to share several story times of my own and how I have grown in this area of confidence. Because if somebody would have told me, back years ago, what, Rachelle, there is going to be a day, and it has been a years-long process of growth, and I continue to keep confidence, inner security in front of me regularly. I mean, this is something, I'm always just very mindful of. I'm always very mindful of that. Because if somebody would have told me years ago, Rachelle, you're going to reach a point where you're going to be comfortable in your own skin. You're going to love your life. You're going to be full of such, just happiness and zest. I would have been like, you know what? Because that's something our society does not emphasize enough. All right, and society will emphasize, you got to do this, 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 you got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have that. You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. But how often do you hear people say, my number one goal in life is to be happy, to love my life, to love other people, to give back, to recognize that happiness is truly a decision, confidence is truly a decision. When I say it's a decision, I mean that we have to decide, we have to make the decision to grow in confidence, because otherwise we will be stuck. We will be stuck in the mud and the mire of insecurity, inferiority, inadequacy, low self-esteem, low self-concept, low self-worth, folks, and we don't have to stay stuck. I mean, this confidence issue, confidence/insecurity issue, this is something that is universal. There is no human being on the planet where this is not an issue. And so, let me encourage you today. I mean, you are not alone, no matter where you fall on the spectrum. The struggles around this area of confidence is something that is universal. But we have the ability. We can decide, I don't want to live my life. I don't want to live another day like this. There is a better way. There is a better way. I mean, a lack of confidence, and that's just this insecurity, pervasive insecurity, pathological insecurity shows up in so many different ways. I don't have enough time on this episode or the next 5 episodes to go through how impactful, particularly negatively impactful, pervasive insecurity, low self-esteem has on a person's life, each and every aspect of a person's life, relationally, professionally. I mean, it is awful. And this is why I'm just deeply passionate about confidence, subject of confidence, and each and every aspect of my life, particularly professionally, always has an undercurrent of confidence building in it. Even here on Fitness Friday, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that next week, but even on Fitness Friday, I mean, yes, there's the enlightenment, the education piece, the inspiration piece, a little of the motivational piece, but there is an element of confidence building that is there. So I'll talk more about that next week, as I stated. But that's because it is so important. Because confidence, and I actually got a visual aid here, and I've shared this a few months ago. I remember I was downstairs filming from Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, but you think about confidence in the fitness arena, the fitness industry. And I'm going to share this visual aid once again that I purchased, and always, I always like to give credit, from Five Below. So I bought this, and so this was September 12, 2020, and I had driven down to Shreveport. So I was in Louisiana, the location on East 70th Street, so Five Below, and the Wonder Arm. So this was located in the clearance section. So it was $2.50 plus tax. And there was, obviously they had a big surplus of them, so they had these in the section. And so I got this as a visual aid. and I knew I was going to be able to use this at some point. I mean, there's just so many lessons around this from a marketing standpoint. If this was truly, the answer from a fitness standpoint to people's fitness desires and all of that surrounding their arms, why was it selling for $2.50 in the clearance corner of a Five Below in Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana? Okay, there's the answer, all right? And so, but these types of things, it is so important to recognize. And particularly, I mean, just thinking off the top of my head here, for someone that's in a leadership in the fitness industry, in a leadership role, whether it be in a fitness facility or somebody owns a studio, someone's a trainer, a group fitness instructor, hearing that, so many people are working out at home, and yes, we've got all of these different things that are for sale. And if someone struggles with confidence and insecurity and all of those type of issues, they will see something like this and feel that it's a threat. Oh my goodness, you have, this is available, that product is available, people have got, all of these type of treadmills and things that they're able to do to work out, and that's all true. All of these type of things are available. But when an individual is secure in his or her value that is provided to whether it's a club member, a studio member, a client, a class member, when you're secure in who you are, your purpose, and the value that you bring to the table, this right here and other things like it, while you know that it's there, you will acknowledge it, you won't deny that it's there, it will not be a threat to you, because you will deep down know that a Wonder Arms total arm workout system as seen on TV will not be a threat to what you have to offer. Can't compare to what you bring to the table. Can't compare to the value, your knowledge, your expertise, your passion, and your sense of purpose. Can't compare. Can't compare. And now I am not in any way, I'm not denigrating any type of fitness, any type of fitness things that are, used at home, products that are used at home, services that are used at home. But what I am merely speaking of in this episode from a confidence standpoint is recognizing, knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing what you bring to the table is so important. As a facility owner, knowing what you have to offer, knowing and being secure in that value. And you'll know, people may be working out at home, but can their home fitness center really compare to what we have to offer? Can they compare to the group fitness classes that we have to offer? Can they compare to our top-notch training staff? Because if there's a lot of doubt, if there's a lot of self-doubt and oh my goodness, I just don't know if I have what it takes. I don't know if I have of what we offer can compete with that. Somebody working out at home for free, watching YouTube. All right, yes, that is there. Yes, that a lot of people started doing that. A lot of people were doing that before the pandemic. A lot of people continue to do that. But that's why it is so important to have the confidence to know. All right, yes, that's there. Yes, you have some wonderful, wonderful representations of individuals offering training and all of that instruction via that YouTube platform and other platforms. Yes, that's there. But just recognize you gotta be secure in your value and your worth, because you will be threatened by that. You will be intimidated by that. Your confidence will take a hit because of that. And as a result, folks, when we struggle in confidence, our ability to walk around with our head held high, the ability for a person perhaps who's in a sales-oriented culture and they're a personal trainer that is required to sell personal training, and if they are struggling with insecurities and self-doubts and anxieties around their ability to successfully train their clients, it will be rough. Because you're in a position when you're in a sales role, you got to be convincing. You got to be, if you yourself are not convinced, how effective are you going to be at convincing other people? Is what I'm saying. And that's true of anything. That's why personal experience as far as sales is concerned, when you're selling something, personal experience, passion, and purpose around that goes a long way, goes a very long way. The salesperson who is passionate about whatever, they're at a dealership, right, selling cars every day. You can tell right away if a sense of purpose is there, if a sense of passion is there. It is so obvious. I don't care what it is you're selling. I just happen to have highlighted cars in that example. And so recognize your sense of purpose, your sense of passion, and experience in the fitness industry will go a long way. Don't lose sight of that, is what I'm saying. Don't allow your confidence to be shaken. When you hear, oh, so many people have started working out at home and we're a gym and we just don't know if we're going to be able to compete for the long term. Now is the time, and I've talked about this a lot last year, to strategize, to pivot if you need to recognize, okay, there's a number of facilities, particularly your smaller private facilities in studios that hadn't yet, before the pandemic, made that transition to digital offerings. And so a lot of entities now have pivoted, successfully adopted and leveraged that technology, and now have hybrid options. And so, okay, you got both bases covered. You got both bases covered there. And so just don't allow, I want to encourage you today. Yes, the last year plus, 2020 brought a lot of adversity, a lot of challenges, but you're still here. And have confidence in that. And know, hey, I'm in it for the long term. I'm in it for the long haul. And so, while yes, these external threats exist, I don't have my SWOT analysis clipboard with me today, but while these external threats exist, at the end of the day, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in your facility. You gotta believe in what you bring to the table, what you have to offer. Because when you're confident in that, when you're secure in that, you're able to communicate that value, that sense of passion, that sense of purpose, folks, you will be unstoppable. Even in the midst of a pandemic, even during seasons of adversity. And while yes, this pandemic is, 2020 brought us new challenges, but even before that, all right, there's been economic downturns where fitness facilities have been challenged. And so the resilience is so important, certainly from a confidence standpoint, because when we get knocked down, and we all will, and we all do, adversity is universal. It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like, what your last name is, what your education level is. None of that matters. All right, adversity is an equal opportunity. It comes to all of us. It's an equal opportunity entity, folks. Certainly, but we have what it takes to overcome. We have what it takes to overcome, but folks, we gotta believe in ourselves. We gotta fundamentally believe in ourselves and our value and what we have to offer. In the fitness industry, during these times, it's easy for people to say, oh, well, I'm gonna let my fitness go, it's not important. And that's where the sales piece comes in, and the convincing people, and having the knowledge and the know-how and the confidence to say, hey, I'm confident in the value that I provide, and I will have no problem communicating that with a prospective member or a current member who wants to cancel. And the reality is that's just business 101. Right? There's going to be member churn, there's going to be member attrition, but you also have the opportunity to get new members. All right, new member acquisition. But it all starts with a fundamental belief in what you have to offer, particularly within the framework of the fitness industry. Remember, the first thing, and I've said this a number of times over the years, the first thing you are selling, promoting, or marketing is fitness. And if there's confidence around that, the security around that, belief around that, it will be obvious, even in the midst of a pandemic. You will thrive. Yes, many gyms have struggled, and yes, it's been an unfortunate time, and yes, a number of gyms have closed, unfortunately, folks. But also, conversely, there have been gyms that have thrived. There have been studios that have thrived, even during this pandemic. So I want you to know, regardless, control what you can control. So folks who believe in themselves, entities that just have that fundamental belief in what they have to offer, health, fitness, wellness, making a difference in the lives of people each and every day, saving lives in a number of instances where people may be on the brink of whether it be a heart attack or any other type of health concern, calamity. Fitness, wellness, and health, folks, is so important, particularly in this country. Because another statistic that I've stated year after year after year that does not change is the CDC, Centers for Disease Control. You've got 2/3 of adults in this country are either overweight or obese. So that is 2/3 of people in this country. So don't lose sight of that. With all of this, this and this is happening, that is happening. People are working out at home. Home fitness is explosive. The need is still there. The need is still tremendous. Despite all of the adversity, the need remains. In fact, the need is greater than ever. The need remains greater than ever. And another very important point that I pointed out a few times here in the last year plus, 15, 16, 17, 18 months, is we can't lose sight of the fact, with all due respect, because we know, think about the trends that happen each and every year. Beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions, people want to get fit, people want to get healthy. A number of people are able to successfully do so. But we have to remember the fact that when it comes to fitness, with all due respect, I've got to be honest here, is most people fail when it comes to fitness. All right, from a health perspective, we can look at the health challenges that have plagued our country for years. And so we've got to recognize the need is still there. Most people struggle and fail in fitness. And so the threat of people working out at home exclusively is not the threat that you think it is at all. Because the beginning of the year, the end of the year, in certain cases throughout the year, home fitness equipment has been sold for many, 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 many years. But the reality is that that even with the explosive growth of the home fitness market, with all due respect to all those manufacturers as well, equipment manufacturers, most of those people are not going to be successful at home. So know that the need is there, particularly facility based. People are going to need gyms. People are going to need studios. People are going to need external motivation. Okay, when you look at the two types of motivation that we as human beings experience, so there's intrinsic, which is internal. So the person has the drive to wake up every day, make things happen, make their fitness a priority. Or there's people that are externally motivated, where they need the fitness instructor, they need the trainer, they need the group fitness class, they need the accountability of the gym, just going and seeing people and just being there, all right, and having people say, hey, glad to see you, where you been, I missed you the last week. So that external motivation, folks, is huge, particularly in fitness. Why? Because most people over the long term fail. So don't lose sight of that. Have confidence and know that in the fitness industry, you are changing lives for the better. You get new members, you get new clients, training clients, you get new group fitness class members. You have the ability to change lives. But there's got to be a fundamental belief. There's got to be that. There's got to be that confidence that is there, that, hey, this is about changing lives. This isn't about scamming people. This isn't about, any type of things like that. This is about making a difference. This is not, multi-level marketing scheme companies, pyramid scheme companies promising, you take our product, you'll lose 30 pounds in a month. You don't have to do anything else. No. We have the ability to operate with integrity, to do the right things, and recognize that all health and fitness oriented multi-level marketing companies are not that way. It's just highlighting some outliers. But folks, when we operate with integrity, when we operate with passion, when we operate with purpose, when we operate from a deep knowledge of knowing that it is a privilege to be in the fitness industry. I mean, it is a privilege for me to be here before you on this Fitness Friday episode. Something I'm deeply passionate about in so many different ways. All right, but see, I've got to get on here each and every time I'm on here. I got to know that, hey, all right, I'm passionate about what I do. I love what I do. That's why I'm very generous with my time on these episodes. Generous to a point with my intellectual expertise. Why? Because I want to help people. I want to make a difference. But I have to have confidence in my ability to do so. Because otherwise I would just get here and just be plagued full of self-doubt and hold my head down and wonder if what I'm saying really makes a difference. But because of the growth and my own growth and confidence over the years, folks, I got to get here. I got to sit here before you knowing that. Knowing what I have to offer. All right, being passionate about what I do. Of course, here on Fitness Friday and outside of Fitness Friday. And so, folks, let me encourage you today. Fitness is a process. Not fitness. Confidence is a process. Yes, fitness is a process as well. Courage and confidence, folks, is a process. It's going to take time. It is going to take days. It is going to take weeks. It is going to take you months. It is going to take years. But don't be daunted by that. Be encouraged by that to say, you know what? I may have struggled with confidence before, but now change is a-coming, as that old saying goes. Times are about to change. My life is about to change. And I sit here before you as a living testament to that. Now let me put this away. I sit here before you folks, and I know of that with which I speak. I know change is possible, folks. So as we move forward during this confidence series, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I can promise you that, because I'm going to challenge you. You're going to think about confidence in a different ways. You're going to see some ways in which insecurity has raised its ugly head. But you don't have to live another day like that anymore. Right? We have the ability to change, to have positive changes in our lives that will impact our lives, each and every aspect of our lives. And confidence is fundamental. Confidence is fundamental. And you know when you meet someone with confidence how obvious that is versus someone that is plagued with insecurity and low self-esteem, folks. And I don't care what your history looks like. I don't care, what someone may have told you, that you don't have what it takes, that you'll never amount to anything, that you are a bad person, that you don't measure well. Folks, I'm here to tell you, yes you do. Yes you do. You have what it takes. You are a worthwhile human being. You add, just by virtue of your birth, you have inherent worth and value. This country and this planet needs you and only you and what you have to offer. Right? And a huge part of confidence and this growth journey around confidence is letting go of the past and recognizing that what people may have told you has not helped you in any way of your life. You believe that nonsense, you believe the lies, and you don't have to anymore. You don't have to anymore. Okay, and part of this reservoir, in terms of how I pour hope and encouragement and inspiration into the lives of other people, it stems, and I've shared this on episodes before, good old Oscar and Willette Smith. Growing up, they told me I could do anything, I could be anything, I could change the world, and I believed it. I never doubted that. All right, and so there's two parts of confidence that I talk about. Okay, we think about our what we're capable of, our skills, versus the who we are aspects of confidence. And quite transparently, in the spirit of transparency, that who we are is very, very difficult. Because we can be ambitious, we can be driven, and I can tell you from personal experience, we can be driven, ambitious, achievement-oriented, but we also got to have that knowing who we are and being secure in who we are piece. And that is so important. And I've had, like I said, my parents did really, really well with the whole knowing, you can do anything, you can change the world, but that knowing who I am and recognizing that I don't need to look around to society to validate me and tell me what I need to do, be, and have in order to be happy, in order to be successful. That was a big one. And the inspiration for my growth in that area came from a very unexpected source that I've shared before a long, long, long time ago, and I'm going to share again on one of these episodes during this series, folks. So change is possible. Change is possible, folks. So don't lose hope. Don't give up. Don't recognize that if you struggle in this area, and we all have, know that you have the validation. Each and every human being on the planet has struggled in this area. No one is alone with these struggles. But we can grow, we can learn, we can develop, we can have a better tomorrow. We can have a better future in each and every aspect of our lives, folks. And that's why I'm here. That's how my approach is holistic. Yes, this is Fitness Friday, but we're going to spend some episodes here talking about confidence, because that is a huge piece. Whether someone's starting a journey and it's been unsuccessful a number of times in their fitness, whether someone's in a fitness leadership role, whether someone's in a fitness facility ownership role or leadership role, it does not matter. Confidence is important regardless of what your role is. Folks. So we're going to continue to delve into this very important topic, but be encouraged. Think this week, reflect on your value, your worth, your purpose, your sense of purpose and passion. And what do you bring to the table? What does your facility bring to the table? You got to be secure in that worth and that value. So just think about it this week. Reflect on some testimonials. Reflect on some Google reviews that you may have gotten. Reflect on some success stories that you may have seen along the way. And let that be a source of encouragement, but a source of a continued hope and perseverance and resilience to know that you have what it takes. The world needs you. The fitness industry needs you and what you have to offer. So we are going to continue this conversation next week, folks. I can't wait. I just love talking about confidence, because I know on a personal level how powerful growth in this area can be. And I've experienced it, and I want each and every human being I encounter to experience it as well, because it is possible, folks. It is possible. So I cannot wait until next week, like I said. Stay tuned for more on confidence, but until then, remember, I am positively passionate about your success, fitness, and confidence.